Hi guys, it's Catherine. Today I thought we'd make, remember the pendant I showed you the other day? I was sneaky peeked you. This is just made out of scrap. I just wanted to see how it would work. So we're going to attempt this one today. All you're going to need is 2 pieces of clay, whichever colour you want to use. Mine are on the thickest setting, which is a 0. Enough for your cutter, 2 pieces, a little bit extra because we're going to put a bail on the back. Some cutters, whatever your favourite small cutters are. I've just got some of these little things, and I've got some squares as well of these little things, but I mean you could use a pen top, the end of a straw. You could even cut out random shapes with your craft knife, but I'm just going to use little circles like I did in my practice piece. So yeah, some little cutters, something to dome on. Again, I'm using my trusty egg poacher. We're going to need some, I'm going to use this, I've got a bit of scrap copper foil. I'm going to use that for my backing. You could use anything you want for the colour. Like on this one, I just used, you know, the nail art foil that you put down and you burnish and then you rip off. I add some of that, so I used that on the back of this. But I'm not very good at it. As you can see, there's quite a few patches on it. So I'm going to just stick to using my normal foils. You're going to need some bacon bond or something. I've just got a new black one, so I'm going to use my black, but any of your clear or translucent ones will work. Or I'll show you a bit of a tip where you could run a bead around and then press it in, but I'll show you that later on. So I'm going to use my black bacon bond, and then of course your basic tools, like your tissue blade, and a couple of bits of paper maybe for burnishing. That's all you're going to really need, I think. And obviously your oven. But yeah, let's get started. Okay guys, so I've got my cutter and I'm just going to cut a circle out. I've gone back to my black mat with a plastic baking mat over the top. For some bizarre reason, when my husband put me a new light in, so I hope it's nice and bright for you, but it was making the screen strobe, the reflection off my white background. So I think I might have come up with something that's gonna work, but we'll see. I hope it's okay. But anyway, yeah, there's my nice circle cut out. And then I'm just gonna get my cutters and cut some circles out. I think I'll do 3 different sizes like I did in my little practice piece. So I try not go too near the edge because you don't want it to be too weak. Like on this one, I went a little bit too near the edge on that and it broke and I had to reshape it before I put it in the oven. So I'm going to not do any that close, so I'm just going to do kind of that pattern. So pretty random, down the middle, 1, 2, 3. I'm working in 3s because I think 3s is good. When it's an odd number, it's artistically more pleasing on the eye, I think. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I'm using black Sculpey, by the way, my general go-to black. Just poking this clay out before I forget, or else it goes all crumbly inside. And Oh, 1, 2, I think I do on there, 3. There we go. So that's my pattern. Again, you could use any, you know, for the dorman it's better with the circle or an oval, but you could put any shapes you wanted in there really, couldn't you? The good thing about working on this baking mat is it's absolutely non-stick. That's quite good. Oh, I just want to burnish it. Remember what I said in the last video about if your surface is lovely and smooth, then we won't have a lot of sanding. So I'm just going to run my finger around the edge to get rid of that harsh cut line, and then just gently rub over so that I've got a nice finish on top. And then take my little dormer. Oh, place it on. Where's my finger doodahs? I purposely put some out and they'd be handy. Now I forgot where they are. I'll just pop these on because I don't want to get any fingerprints on it. And I'm just going to gently press this down. And I've got white clay on my finger cut, but never mind. Gently press, encouraging it into that dome. Just check you've not overstretched it. I've done it a little bit stretched on that side. There we go. Just have a quick look. Perfect. Right, I'm going to bob that in the oven and I'll be back in a sec. Hi guys, all baked. Nice and bonny, cool. I've got a tiny bubble there, but I'm not worried. Nice smooth surface. So all we're going to do now is take our foiled piece and we're going to push it into it, but first I'm going to put some bacon bond around this edge. I'm going to put quite a bit on because I can clean it up after, and with it being black it won't really matter for me. Just make sure I've got plenty on. I thought of doing this way because I've seen loads of people do the different sorts of I forgot the name of them, you know, the like cushioned beads and bubble beads or whatever you call them, and they normally press it in there and push it down a bit, then put a bit on top and flip it and squish it, and you're hoping it doesn't collapse or explode. And I just thought this would be an easier way to do it. Well, for me I did. So all I'm going to do now is press that in. Ugh. I knew this was going to get messy. Press that into my clay firmly all the way around. Just wipe up some of this excess so I'm not getting it everywhere. And I'm going to take my cutter, which is obviously now going to be too big, but if you can see, I'm going to push it up to one side and cut. Get rid of that excess and just get this clean, and I'm not getting everything gunked up. And all I'm going to do is work my way around by popping it up against the top part of the bead. And use that shape to cut off the excess, if that makes sense. And I think I've got it all now. Just clean my hands up. Just go in with this, wipe the excess off. Now you will see a little bit of your foil, but I'm not too worried about that at the minute. I'll just make sure that's got no gunk on it, and then I'm just going to go in with my knife, a flexible knife, and just get it a little bit closer in some of the areas. And you'll see that gets rid of that foil around the edge. I'm kind of slightly undercutting it. Let's turn it round. Oh, sticky. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's okay. You get there. And then once you've cut round, just give it another wiggle, and it starts to kind of go on the inside of it, if that makes sense. And as long as your top part's baked enough, just clean this mess up. Get my blade clean. There's a little bit there sticking out. So when you press this down, it makes the back go inside, and that kind of seals it to it. Let's just pick this up. There, you can see what I mean now. It's almost gone inside. So I'm just going to rub my thumb around to encourage it a little bit more. Make sure there's no gunk. And you may end up with a little dimple in the back, but that's fine. Just gently smooth that edge over, like so, to form a nice seal. Now, what you can do, if you're worried it's not neat enough, we can put you could make a sausage and run that around and blend it in, or use Samantha Burrow's technique of how she part bakes and then smudges along the join. But I found that as long as you're careful, you get a nice smooth run at it. Because once the clay starts to warm up and then you've got a bit of your bacon bond, you get a really nice smooth edge just by rubbing your finger across it, like so. So we just clean this area a little bit. Let's pop it down, and just going to get another wet wipe and make sure I've not got any smudges running up the edge. And I'm just going to wipe over the top to make sure I've not put any fingerprints, excuse me, any fingerprints on with the Bacon Bond. And if I have, they've now been smoothed out. No bits of fluff. And that should be perfect now, once I've cleaned my hands. Right, I'm going to bob this onto a bit of copy paper now and pop it back in the oven just for 15 minutes again, and then we'll put the bail on and give it a good bake. See you in a few. Hi guys, while that's in the oven I just thought we'd make our bail. I think I'll do a different shape one today. I'm going to do a circle one. I'm actually going to do a video with all different bales from Polymer clay. So keep your eyes open for that. Yeah, I think I'll do a circle one today. Where's my little friend? There he is. My little baby. I'm just gonna, that'll work. What I'm gonna do before I shape it, I'm just gonna take my blade and I'm just gonna shave a little bit off that end and a little bit off that end, just to take some of the bulk away. And you can see from the profile, I've just taken a little bit of thickness from either side, so that when I pop it down onto the pendant shortly, it just takes some of that thickness away. So yeah, there's my bail, and those two bits will sit flat onto the pendant. Just make sure it looks nice and smooth. Just using my nail to tuck that side in there so it's looks nice. And we'll come back shortly and I'll we'll attach the bail once the pendant's finished baking. Oh, while I remember, I was on about going round it with a sausage. If you get yourself a bit of clay and get it really warm, like really warm, so it's like almost sticky. I always use a block to do this because I'm rubbish at rolling sausages. But if you get yourself a nice thin sausage going, you could use your extruder, I suppose, for this, you know, the one with the tiny hole. And what I was going to suggest was, if we just I'll just show you, because I probably won't end up doing this on mine, but this is the one I was experimenting with, and you can see there's a few areas, and especially there where I shouldn't have cut it so close. So what you could do then is get your sausage and just pop it along the edge like so, as big or as small as you want it. This isn't sticking very well, but and you could edge your pendant with a thin sausage, or you could then use that and press it in and smooth it if you've got any rough edges. We'll see when mine comes out the oven. I think I did it pretty smooth, but that would work as you know, for filling any gaps or anything that you might have. But I'm hoping that I'll get away with just putting a little bit of this round it, but we'll see when it all comes out. So I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay guys, we're at the oven, 15 minutes. You can see the pendant there. The back's a little bit, I'll say rough, but I think what I'm gonna do is just get my little nail file and just smooth it off a little bit before I put the bail on, just to tidy it up, because it'll be harder to sand once the bail's on. Again, I'm just going to use my nail files, and I'm just going to smooth it off a little bit, really. Nothing too exciting. Just to make it look a bit better, really. Well, feel a bit better. Because there's just a few little bits. And I'm just going to go around this edge. But as you can see, I've got a really good seal on it. So I don't really need to put anything else on it. But I'm just going to just smooth it off a little bit. Make it a little bit more neater looking. Make sure I've not got any rough edges. And then I'll just go around with my shiner and my buffer just to bring that shine back up. Obviously I'm rushing a little bit, being mindful of the video time, so you know, you guys can really take your time and get it lovely and buffed. And I'm just going to buff the surface because my surface is really nice. I managed to not get any manky fingerprints on it or anything. So I'm just going to give it a buff. I don't, unless I'm using resin, I'm not really into super shiny stuff. So I'm quite happy with that, you know, satin finish. And on the back and the sides, it doesn't really matter because, well, nobody's going to see it. But like I say, if you're making these to sell them, you know, just take your time. Make sure that you're, you know, if it's lovely before it goes in the oven, a lovely smooth finish, then you've nothing to worry about when it comes out. I mean, I'm really pleased with the front surface, and I haven't done anything to that, and it's got a lovely satin natural finish. I'll just wipe the dust off. Bit of kitchen roll. Just dry it off. There we go. A nice satin finish on it. And that rough, that quick go over with me nail file has taken a little bit of those rough edges off. So let's put our bail on. I think I'm going to have mine that way up. This will be the top. So I'm just gonna, little bit of my black Sculpey, tiny bit there, tiny bit there. Smooth it in with my finger, and just get my bail off. That's the top. Oop. I'm just going to pop my bail there. lift them edges up, then I know I can get in and grab a ball tool. Where's my little one? Just going to get a ball tool and press that edge down. And the same with this one. Just wipe that excess black off. That should be fine. Right, I'm going to pop that back in the oven now for its last bake. I'll probably do half an hour just to be able to make sure everything's bonded nicely. So I'll see you in half an hour. Hi guys, I'm back. Here we are, nice and dry. Just give it a buff with a cloth. Nice and bonny. Can you? The crackled foil inside looks lovely. And I'm just going to put my findings on. I'm going to use some of this again. This is that 3mm rubber jewellery cord. And these are the findings that I use with them. A 3mm magnetic clasp. It's got a little hole in, you just pop a bit of glue in, poke your end in, and there's your clasp. And it's got a little, can you see that catch, a little catch on it that twists and pops out, so it's a bit of extra security. These are just a couple of pounds off AliExpress. And the cord, I think the cord was £6. And you get a lot. I think it, like I said, 10 to 15 meters, all different colours, so really good stuff. I've already made one up, just glued my ends, and let's play. Will it fit? Oh, it does. Just pop my cord on, and there we go. Lovely little domed pendant. I hope you enjoyed that, and again, if you do one, please tag me on Facebook or something and show me what you've made, because it's really lovely seeing people making things that you've been playing along with. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.